what's up? I go by Raziel, and last night I decided that I'm going to try shoutcasting deadlock and trying to improve at doing that. So this is my first practice, I guess. I'm going to be trying to learn how to shoutcast high-level gameplay. So the only way I've found to reliably get high-level gameplay like this is to get the match IDs from the tournaments that are getting played. Specifically Deadlock Night Shift or Deadlock Pro League. This game comes from Deadlock Night Shift's number 23, Leviathan versus Fearless Furies. I think Leviathan is the blue team, or Sapphire. And what's the other team's name? Fearless Furies is... What do they call it? Amber. Amber is Sapphire. Fearless Furies is Amber. I'm sure my shoutcasting is going to, or my casting is going to be pretty rough early on, particularly because I don't know the items very well. And I'm going to have to be able to pull the heroes' names up when I'm not really well acquainted with all of them. So I'm just doing this to improve. And yeah. Let's get started.
7. You know what needs to be done. Complete the ritual.
So they're doing the lane swaps here rather than swapping with each other, probably to so that the enemy team doesn't know to swap. Is looking like it's going to be 7 Calico versus Viper. That is Viper, right? Deadlock hero. That's not Viper. That's Ivy. Okay, so it's on the west lane, it is Calico 7 versus Ivy Viscus. In the middle lane, it's going to be Shiv Lash versus Mo and Krill and Wraith. And on the east lane, it's going to be Mina Holiday versus Abrams Paradox. Looks like Calico 7 are able to shove the lane in and put some early pressure on. Looks like the same thing is going on in the mid lane. They shoved the lane in and are able to go back for their early buys.
Gently used.
Something's happening over on this lane. Mina got pushed out and had to go a long way back.
They'll die on my terms.
It looks like the middle and the west lane are going very well for Amber. Or I say it very well, but you know, seems like they have the pressure in the lane. Whereas it seems the Sapphire side, or what were the team's name? Leviathan on Sapphire has the pressure on the east lane. Holiday's getting chunked out and is having to play very passively.
The gun's not for show.
Abrams is farming the small camp. Paradox is stealing all of their boxes in the back. This is probably very good for Leviathans. Or as good as it can get in the early laning stage. That's a lot of potential souls
Accelerating time.
that Fearless Furies won't have access to. Excuse me. In the middle lane, Mo and Krill and the Wraith seem to have gotten things under control. They're not... it's very even in the mid lane. They all have the same net worth. Holiday is having a very bad lane on the east side. He had to go back, and he's going to be falling behind now. And the west lane...
Headed to Greenwich.
Is Calico 7 versus Viscous Ivy. Seems even for all intents and purposes. Seems like the important lane is going to be the east side.
Pull back!
Because this Holiday is having a very bad time right now. And Abrams seems to be spiking pretty hard. Abrams being able to farm this small camp in this side of the lane seems to be propelling him ahead of the other laners. Oh, what just happened there? How do I go back? Ah. He was going for mini melees. See if I can show the sequence before that again. So Abrams gets the early push and then he goes in for a trade with Holiday here. And then he gets a quick melee off, and he says, why don't I just go for another one? That was easy. And he gets stunned. And takes a lot of damage. That might equalize this lane that was going very well for Leviathans. Let's check the net worth. 2.4 to 2.9, 3.5 to 2.5. They're only really 700 ahead.
An excellent choice.
Yeah, definitely needs the resto shot. That trade did not go well for Leviathan's east lane. Looks like there's happening on the middle lane. Wow, a lot happens in the next 20 seconds. So they're going for a dive on their market. Shiv was trading with Wraith over here, and it looks like the Latch overcompensated and committed too hard. Got picked off for his troubles, and then the Shiv wasn't able to... The Shiv wasn't able to trade for it. So Fearless Furies ends up losing Lash and has a wave shoving into their tower.
Eventually.
Looks like the pressure's on, and now there's also further trading going on the west side in their jungle. As it looks like Calico and Seven were looking over to try and rotate. They're trading on the buffs, the middle buffs. I don't know what these are actually called. I'll have to look that up. So Calico and Seven were setting up for this buff actually, and now they're trading with Viscous and ID. Who got it actually? So here they are setting up for the buff. The Viscous gets the buff. Does he have cooldowns? He only has the one. Yeah, the Viscous dies? Doesn't die. Barely lives. Okay, but he dies here. It's very good for Leviath, for Fearless Furies on the Amber team. Being able... Do they lose the buff, actually? Let's see. Deadlock, bridge buffs. Death. Die. Loss on death. Bridge buffs are lost on death. So yeah, it's very good for them to be able to pick off the Viscous, who had picked up that bridge buff. Let's see. Who gets the other bridge buff? Looks like Mina just picks it up for free. Yeah, Mina just gets a stamina buff for free. With no contest. Probably not too important, but it's very good for Mina, who only has 2 stamina. And there's the Viscous dying. Abrams laning 1v2 over here to give Paradox the space to go back and heal. Game pauses for a sec. See if I can start getting used to the controls to speed up. Going at 4x right now.
A stevedore.
Alright. Ooh, gets a very good catch on Mina, but she does get away with her escape. The Lash dies. Let's go and see this trade. Oh, he just gets caught by that card and it stands still for too long trading with the Wraith. The middle lane is not going very well for Fearless Furies. They've lost Lash 2 times and the Wraith has picked up the kills both times, I believe. No, Moenko got one of them, but still. They are 1k up on the side of Leviathans in the middle lane now, and it might start getting a little tough to go in for trades. But he's initiating on the tower, and gets the kill on Wraith. That should equalize things. That was a very good ult by Lash. And Shiv ends up being able to kill the Mo and Krill as well. So the middle lane is now equalized on kills, and I believe Fearless Furies are also up on souls.
You're looking to survive. You came to the right place.
Yes, by now Fearless Furies are up by 1k in the middle lane with those trades and catching that wave. Shiv going up for trade. He gets ulted by Mo and Krill. He gets a couple of his daggers off, but he is going to end up falling after the gank by Paradox. Where did this Paradox come from, actually? She rotated with the vents to rotate over very quickly. And she comes in with her charge shot, gets a very good go on the Shiv, who was not expecting that jump in from behind. Very good play by this Paradox to make that kill easy rather than a difficult dive. And she teleports back to her lane. Calico's looking pretty low on the west side, and they're backing up so that they don't get gibbed by Viscous and Ivy. Viscous saving up for his cultist sacrifice, which he should be getting here in just a moment. That will accelerate his farm.
Now you want, I'll throw in a free keychain.
Being able to take this large creep. I'm good. I'm going to have to start getting used to keeping track of when trades are happening by looking at the minimap more often. So that's something I definitely need to work on. But Ivy's in the middle lane, and he ends up dying here to the Calico rotate. Ivy and Calico both rotating into the middle lane. Another pause coming in. Slow it down and look for anything interesting happening. I don't think so. Here comes the unpause.
Setting dynamite.
They're just running around picking up boxes on the east side. Middle lane looks like they're going to be going in for some trades. Calico getting some good trades off. She doesn't do very good with sustained trading, I don't believe, so doesn't want to stick around there too long.
I'll get into position.
Yeah, they're backing out after the lash gets chunked.
You got a sense of taste. I love it.
Holiday is threatening to steal their double... What are those things called? Vending machines. The double vending machines there, and gets pushed out.
Hope I got this positioned right.
Whoa.
You're
I'm terrible at catching kills. It's very fast paced. The lash goes in and dies? Or what? No, Ivy gets caught. Ivy is already caught. So they're shoving the lane. Ivy missed. Holiday misses his barrel. But the lash comes in. It gets a very good initiate on the Ivy. And the slow with his Arctic. Nope, cold fronts. In order to chunk the Ivy out, and then he gets finished by the Calico. I didn't know that you could block the tower's melee hits. That's very good to know. I'm surprised they didn't commit for that tower there, since Calico was going for it like that, but the Lash didn't want to go in for the trade. Or for the commitment. And they're pushing down the East Guardian. Leviathans is pushing down the East Guardian. And Leviathans also got to push down the middle tower, but it looks like they're getting ganked for their trouble. Abrams gets initiated on by the Lash, but is taken to safety by Ivy. And gets out scot-free for securing that Guardian. I think that's a better trade for Leviathan so far, so long as the Ivy can continue to live. Which he will. So I think that's a better trade for Leviathans, the Sapphire team. Particularly if the Abrams can get the Lash here. I don't think the Lash is going to show himself though. And he will not. The Shiv is running and misses his ult on the Ivy. Ivy dodges the Shiv ult. They can't kill anyone. The Abrams finally is able to down the Shiv. There were multiple fights happening at the same time there. So it looks like the Leviathans lost that 2-1 in the mid lane. And there's also trading happening on the east side where Holiday is looking to deliver this urn. Holiday has the urn right now and he's coming in to deliver it. It starts to initiate. The Mo and Krill starts off with his ult onto the Calico.
Dragging him.
And the Holiday is chunked out and dies for his trouble by Wraith. Will the Calico be able to trade on the Paradox? It looks like no. Paradox is going to be able to get out. Even though he runs into the Mina, they both agree to go their separate ways. So they do get the urn delivery, but they... Holiday dies for it. The Holiday's having a very bad game. He's 1k net worth down on most everyone except for the Mo and Krill. The Mo and Krill is also not having that great of a game.
Swing by anytime.
Heal Bane. For the Mina? What does this do? Heal on hero kill. I don't know if the healing reduction is very useful for anyone except the Calico. It works on the Calico as well. So for Calico and Minas, I don't know how important Heal Bane is here. It might be, from my noob perspective, it might not be the best buy. She gets initiated on by the Lash and is able to play around her wall. The Lash just retreats after chunking her out. Calico and Mina pick up the Guardian on the east lane. All Guardians are down except for Furies' west lane. Fearless Furies' west lane. Which the Leviathan team is looking to pick up right now with Ivy, but he's forced to retreat by Lash and Holiday.
Walker is under attack.
Shiv ends up dying on the east side. On the mid lane. So let's see. Shiv is picking up the farm in the middle lane. He goes in for a trade with Abrams without knowing that Mo and Krill is on their way. And just dies in the Mo and Krill ult. Holiday's going in for trades. God. Nina's getting caught out here. But ends up ulting to catch the Paradox, and Wraith is able to escape
Headed to Greenwich.
by hiding behind the Walker.
So the detective wants to be a hero.
Let's go to Broadway. Lifting.
Wraith ults and is able to catch the Calico out. Mina's trying to trade for the Ivy, but gets caught and dies to the Wraith's card. There is a lot of kills happening. I'm not able to catch all of them. I think it was the Lash. Nope.
Almost.
Let's go blue.
There's the Leviathans invaded on Fearless Furies' double vending machines. After getting the pick on Shiv, and they come in and kill the Moan Krill for his impudence. Abrams is just trying to escape with his life without getting initiated on by the Lash.
Walker is under attack.
Paradox is in the middle of Holiday and Lash, but is also able to just extract. The Moan Krill probably is a worthwhile trade for taking the dual vending machines there.
Time bomb primed.
There's a lot of people grouped up on the Lash.
York needs help.
Leviathans are committing hugely into the west side jungle here. Looks like they're looking for a pick off. The Lash doesn't know how many people are here and he goes in, but is able to hide by his walker.
We have you now.
Moan Krill ults the Holiday and they're able to get a free pick.
Looks like we got our revenge, Maurice.
They call an escape. Ivy's looking for ults to escape the Shiv. Execute not going through, and Ivy saves himself with the statue for now, but is caught by the Shiv's auto attacks. Trading 1 for 1 there is fine for both teams. They're dead even currently. Where's Wraith? They're catching the wave that Calico just pushed in on the east lane. Fearless Furies is grouping up on the east side. Looks like they're all split up, just farming currently though. Holiday is committing on the wave. Wraith and Paradox are looking to commit without knowing how many people are nearby. The Calico's gonna come in. Might catch this Wraith. She does and kills them. The Holiday also dies. This could break the game open if they're able to push some advantage here on Leviathans. Although Leviathans did bring a 3-piece over to contest. And they're able to catch the Lash. I need to rewind to watch that. Abrams caught him out and just chunked him down. So it's 2 for 1 right now.
I got him all.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, back up, back up. Okay, Mina ults. After catching this spirit buff.
Fun, my darlings.
Not really doing all that much. The Paradox gets caught by Moan Krill. Things are not going very well for the Fearless Furies on this push into Leviathan's east jungle. They were going for an aggressive play by the Walker, and it seems like they're getting punished for their hubris. Although it is a 3 for 2 trade currently. See if they can catch the Abrams. Abrams seems like he's going to be able to escape. The Lash... Or not Lash, the Shiv is able to get the dot on him. And he does tick down, so it's a 3 for 3 trade currently.
The spirit urn is waiting to
This fight is going on forever though. Shiv dies for committing too hard. And Ivy's trying to play it safe, and they do Well, Ivy was playing safe, but then commits too hard for the holiday and dies for overextending. Lots of overextension happening on the East jungle fight there. I believe it was a 4-for-5 trade or a 4-for-4. I'm not gonna rewind to double check. That fight went on for like 3 minutes or something. That was insane. Paradox trading with 7. 7 gets chunked by the Viscous in his ult. Paradox is getting caught out by Shiv and was unable to retreat in time. What was Ivy doing here? He's picking up the urn to go for a delivery, but is unable to get it. Does he get to the delivery here? He does get the delivery there. Okay. That's 3 or 4 denies. So that's very good. That's a very good play by Ivy, delivering that urn there. And he's able to take the Viscous to safety and evacuate the lane. Looks like the Mina is initiating on the Moan Krill. The Moan Krill being the support. It's not too big of a kill. Moan Krill probably shouldn't have pushed up too far there. Looks like a fight might be happening with Abrams. Holiday gets caught out and chunked. Ivy committing on to the Lash here.
They couldn't have gotten far.
And the Lash is able to escape.
Fancy hairs over here. Let's go to Broadway.
Is there a way to see the score easily? 19-16. They're down though. AP. Have to figure out what AP means at some point. Overall, I think the game is fairly even at this point. We have a bit of a dead time here, even though Paradox seems to be getting caught out by Mina Calico on the east side. Overall, I think Leviathans is focusing on the west side and Furies is focusing on the east side. And both teams seem to be getting about equal farm off the map. The Abrams and the Wraith and the Viscous are the important characters on Leviathans. Fearless Furies doesn't have the farm that Viscous does on any of their heroes. Viscous is farming very well, so we'll be looking more for Viscous on the mini-map to see if he makes any plays with his farm or if he's just going to be pushing waves in, which is also a fine strategy. Does Paradox get caught out? Paradox is using his wall to trade evenly with the Mina, but gets initiated on by the Calico. Calico gets caught by the Moan Krill, but doesn't lose too much HP. Overall, it's a wash here so far, except for Paradox being chunked out of the fight. Paradox is looking for a way back in, but is getting caught out by Holiday and should be dead here. Holiday gets a very good catch with his rope, but is going to die for that play. He's not died for that play. He escapes. And Fearless Furies extracts after catching the Paradox out. Leviathans taking their double vending machines. There we go. Abram seems to be looking for something on the west side, but he's not finding too much because Lash and Shiv are both looking out for each other's backs. Calico is taking the double vending machine, so she's not going to be here for this fight. Mo and Krill gets a good initiate on the lash. See if they can blow him up. They do blow him up. And it should be a good kill as long as they're able to extract. Shiv is getting chunked by Abrams right now, and they commit for the kill. Holiday's getting caught out in the walker and is dead. Paradox is dead to Viscous. Although Paradox is not dead. Let's go back and see what happened to Paradox. Paradox and Viscous are committing on the west side. They kill the 7, and they end up killing the walker, but they lose Paradox to Calico here. Leviathans made a very good play here where they're cementing their control over the west side of the map. Viscous should be able to escape here for free. The Calico doesn't really have much to match his role. Blue ball. And Leviathans do take down the middle walker as well. This is opening up the game in a huge way for Leviathans. That was a very good fight. Very good pick by the Mo and Krill on Lash to open things up in the middle lane. Let's see what Fearless Furies can get going on the east side. I believe they saw the Wraith. They did.
Don't stop firing! I love this trick.
Looks like they're looking for the pick off, but Wraith is able to escape and not get caught. Overall, it seems like Fearless Furies is unable to get much out of their map control on the east side, where Leviathans are able to get some good pressure going, and then a good initiate by the Mo and Krill.
Let's take out Krill!
Fearless Furies is rotating to the west jungle to contest the pressure. And the Abrams is taking the urn.
Now go out there and impose your will.
They're going for the buy, because if they do go for this urn play, it's going to be a very aggressive play into the east side jungle, which is where Fearless Furies has been concentrating their advantages. They're getting an initiate onto the Ivy, but Leviathans kills the Holiday off the rip. Let's see what happens here. Holiday is looking here, but gets caught by the Mo and Krill. The Mina gets an ult that kills the Ivy.
We make a good team.
She's very low and dies to the Viscous coming around from the side. Viscous is popping off here. He's very far ahead. Viscous is very far ahead of almost anyone on the map. While that fight was happening, Wraith shoved in the east side lane and took the walker. I mean, everything is just going right for Leviathans here. Calico is committing for the middle walker because they do need that extra item slot at this point. It would be good if they're able to escape, but it does not look like they're going to, and they do die. Probably a worthwhile trade while you're down. Freeing up this item slot by taking that walker is probably very critical for staying in the match, but Leviathans is in the mid-boss, and it seems like they're going to be able to just take it for free with that Calico pick.
The Rejuvenator is descending. And up they go.
Oh, Fearless Furies does come into contested though. The fight starts with Holiday coming in, I believe.
The Rejuvenator is
Holiday is the first in. He gets a good dynamite, but he gets ulted by the Wraith and picked off. This is Not looking good for Furies. And Leviathans does get all of the rejuvenators. Lash, Shiv, and Mina have committed into the pits. The Lash dies. The Shiv dies to the Viscous commitment. And the Mina dies as well. That is just a disaster. It looks like Leviathans should be able to close this game out here after the next team fight. After they get these waves under control.
Kill them. I love this trick.
They're going to be looking for Calico here. And Bone Curl does find her. Abrams is here to follow up. That was a poor usage of the Abrams stun. It interrupted the It didn't interrupt the Moan Curl ult. I think the Moan Curl ult was still going, so the Abrams stun did not get full duration. But they do still kill her.
Run while you still can.
Does the Moan Curl die for it? No, it was just a free pick. Holiday also dies in the middle lane. It seems like Fearless Furies is collapsing here. The Lash also dies, and the 7 seems to have rage quit.
They only have one shrine left.
And this game seems wrapped up.
To the Hidden King.
Leviathans is going to be taking this game
The Hidden King.
on night shift number 23. They're just going to commit here. Fearless Fury seems to have given up. It is a very lopsided match at this point, 40k ahead. Not very much they can do, but the Lash does go in for an ult. And Holiday dies solo to the Abrams. Lash's ult didn't seem to get too much going for them. Lash dies. And Mohawk catches the Mina shortly before the game ends. That fight 2 fights ago, just shortly before the mid boss, really just opened the match for Leviathans there, and they press the advantage with what's the adjective I'm looking for? They press the advantage with surety. I was able to just close out the match off of that, off of opening the game up with that good fight into 2 Walker play. Very good game from Leviathans there. It seemed like the Lash wasn't able to get very many good initiates in the mid game, and the Moed Krill made several very good plays in order to open the map up and provide pressure on every side of the map. But the game was even until that team fight where Fearless Furies just seemed to collapse. It just seemed like their lineup was missing something. Maybe their team is just too mid-rangey. The Calico plus Shiv plus Mina, they all want to play around the same range. Until Shiv commits, of course. Holiday and 7 are also in that same range. Whereas Abrams, Mode, Curl, and Viscous, they can all just commit whenever they feel like. And it does seem like it was a bit of a draft difference here, I'm going to say, from my new perspective. Yeah. That's about all of the insights I have so far. This is, again, my first time trying to cast the game, so we're going to call it there. I think something to work on is paying more attention to items, but I do want to... I think that's a tertiary concern to being able to say the heroes' names without pausing or having to think about it. And I also want to get better at being able to pick out what abilities are being used. I'm not really sure on how to do that from the perspective that I was using. I might have to get used to controlling the camera in a free camera mode, because while I was in that third-person camera view behind the heroes, it was a little tough to be able to see what abilities are being used, particularly behind the hero that I was spectating. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. And I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube mostly for myself. If anyone watches this, I hope you enjoyed it, but I'm not going to be putting any effort into these videos, so thanks. Bye.